This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Use the link in the description to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Last week, I posted a 20-minute long documentary about a Missouri ghost town called Times Beach. Incidentally, most of you probably didn't watch it because the day I uploaded, a YouTube bug prevented people from seeing new videos on my channel, which stinks because I sunk like a solid 168 hours of editing into it, and then, well, c'est la vie. YouTube user Captain Popcorn Hopper saw it though. He left this insightful comment. "Sick of this channel being full of nothing but useless information. Fix it, or I'm leaving." So here's a solid 10 minutes of useless information. The scientific study of the physical, geographical, chemical, and biological aspects of inland freshwater systems is called limnology. Anthracite is a hard type of coal that has the highest overall heating value. Carlo Rubbia is an Italian physicist who shared the 1984 Nobel Prize in Physics with Dutch physicist Simon van der Meer for their discovery of the subatomic W and Z particles. Cadmus was a Phoenician prince who, according to Greek mythology, founded the city of Thebes. This is Bellerophon, also from Greek mythology. The son of Glaucus, king of Corinth, he was the hero who tamed the winged horse Pegasus with the aid of a bridle given to him by the goddess Athena. This is Maximilian Pegasus. He's the first major antagonist of the anime series Yu-Gi-Oh! William Temple was the Archbishop of Canterbury from 1942 to 1944 and was a leading figure in the ecumenical movement. William Ramsay, no relation, was a British chemist best known for his work in the isolation of elemental gases from the atmosphere. Keeshondan are a breed of non-sporting dog long popular in Holland as riverboat pets and watchdogs. Australian cattle dogs are a breed of working dogs developed in Australia in the 19th century for herding purposes. I have a dog named Bodhi. He's old and suffers from arthritis. Cochin is a city and seaport in southwestern India on the Arabian Sea. On the other hand, Richard Button is a former American figure skater who is a winner of men's figure skating gold medals at the Olympic Games in 1948 and 1952. Antonio Canova was an Italian sculptor who is one of the leading exponents of neoclassicism. Stilts are a type of shorebird that have exceptionally long, slender legs, long necks, and long, thin, black bills. Perception is the process by which sensory stimulation is organized into usable experience. This is John Dryden. He wrote Alexander's Feast in 1697, and a few years earlier, A Song for St. Cecilia's Day in 1687, to music by Henry Purcell for a London Musical Society. The city of Ottawa, Illinois was incorporated in 1853. Fantan is a Chinese gambling game, and is also known in the West as the card game called Sevens. Jakku is the fictional harsh desert planet featured in the motion picture Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens, but Jammu is the largest city in the winter capital of the state of Jammu and Kashmir in India. The local tradition holds that the city is over 3,000 years old, but this estimate is not supported by most historians. Water hyacinths are a common name for a tropical aquatic plant introduced from South America to Australia and the southern United States, where it is now a nuisance in rivers and irrigation ditches. In ecclesiastical history, a combination of theological doctrines and political positions supporting the relative independence of the French Roman Catholic Church and the French government in their relations with the Pope is known as Gallicanism. Ophites were a group of Gnostic sects that flourished in the Roman Empire during the 2nd century AD. George Grush was a German-American expressionist painter and illustrator known for his fiercely satirical drawings and caricatures. And Milton Byron Babbitt, other than having the perfect Hobbit name, was an American composer and leading proponent of total serialization, or the use of predetermined series of pitches, rhythms, durations, tone colors, and other musical elements as the basis for musical composition. The Leaky Cauldron was the London pub for witches and wizards in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, but Richard Erskine Freer Leakey is a paleoanthropologist from Kenya. This is The Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, a Russian writer and Nobel laureate famous for his writings from prison. And this is an audiobook version of The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I got these two titles and authors mixed up in a conversation with a friend last year, and it caused quite a bit of confusion. Oilbird is a common name for a bird in the goatsucker order, which lives in colonies in deep caverns in northern South America and Trinidad. Adam's Peak is a mountain in southern Sri Lanka that plays a part in Buddhist, Hindu, and Islamic traditions. Matthew Bryan Bush is an American professional baseball player who has pitched for the Texas Rangers. Bush Rangers, on the other hand, were originally escaped convicts in the early years of the British settlement of Australia who used the Australian bush as a refuge to hide from the authorities. Jacob Frank was an 18th century Polish theologian and mystic, and much like fictional race car driver Ricky Bobby, has two first names. Alfred Wagner was a German meteorologist who advocated the theory of continental drift at a time when the technological means for proving the theory had not yet been developed. In 2013, I auditioned for the roles of both Kylo Ren and Finn. I was selected for neither. Acoma is a Native American pueblo founded about AD 1075 and is considered the oldest continuously occupied settlement in the United States and is a National Historic Landmark. Paul Adrian Dirac, on the other hand, was a British theoretical physicist and Nobel laureate renowned for his prediction of the existence of the positron, or anti-electron, and for his research in quantum theory. Walmart had $485.65 billion of revenue in 2015. This is a gummy bear. No, it isn't. Antonin Artaud was a French actor, poet, and dramatist who coined the concept of the theater of cruelty. An abridgment of the history of the human race is a text that traces human history and activity until 1329. The Poleshia Marshes are a poorly drained lowland in southern Belarus and northern Ukraine. I think about this fact all the time. I'm not sure why. The Hasmonean kingdom existed from 140 to 37 BC and emerged primarily due to the disintegration of the Macedonian Empire. I really like these glasses frames, but they don't fit my face that well at all. This wall color is Granite Peak from the Sherwin-Williams collection. It's supposed to be very soothing, yet timeless. Oxford University is older than the Aztec civilization. Seriously, teaching started there as early as the year 1096, and by 1249 the university was officially founded. Aztec civilization as we know it began in 1325. This should not be construed as an endorsement. Studying for 30 to 50 minutes with 10-minute breaks is one of the best methods to improve your retention. Editing videos about useless information at 4:30 in the morning is one of the best methods to achieve a splitting headache. Ligers continue growing throughout their entire lives due to a genetic disorder called growth dysplasia. They grow twice the size of their tiger mothers and lion fathers. The largest cat in the world is a 922-pound liger. This is my friend Lance's cat, Jackson. He's recently learned how to open doors, cupboards, and cabinets. In early 2016, 1,300 pounds of bronze Roman coins from the 3rd century were unearthed in Spain. An Irish-born scholar produced the first great philosophical system of the Middle Ages. His first name was John. Wassily W. Leontief was a Russian-American economist and Nobel laureate, creator of the input-output technique, a quantitative economic model that represents the interdependencies between different branches of a national economy or different regional economies. Riau is an archipelago in western Indonesia, lying southeast of the Malay Peninsula and east of the island of Sumatra. Philippus Aureolus Paracelsus was a German physician and chemist who defied the medical tenets of his time and asserted that diseases were caused by agents that were external to the body. The effects of medication and white blood cells against external viral infection is humorously depicted in the 2001 live-action animated comedy Osmosis Jones. The film made $14 million domestic against a $70 million budget. The National Ballet of Cuba was founded by Cuban ballerina Alicia Alonso. At the time of this recording, she is 97 years old. Henry L. Mencken was an American journalist, critic, and essayist whose perceptive and often controversial analyses of American life and letters made him one of the most influential critics of the 1920s and 1930s. If he were still living and was so inclined, in my estimation, he probably would make a pretty snarky YouTuber. Maurice Utrillo was a French painter whose work is characterized by scenes of villages, cathedrals, and empty Parisian streets. While clearing out some old files on my computer, I found this weird video of me breaking into a run and losing both of my sneakers. For the life of me, I don't remember the context. Cecil James Sharp was a British musician who awakened modern interest in English folk song and dance. Raymond Lee Ditzmars was an American naturalist and considered the world's leading herpetologist. I'll let you look that one up on your own. Popcorn usually pops at around 150 degrees Celsius or 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And finally, Labrador Retrievers are a breed of sporting dog trained to discover and fetch killed or wounded game, principally aquatic birds or pheasants. I know that some people find useless information a complete waste of time, but I've always tried to give it the benefit of the doubt in my life. I mean, you could argue that the groundbreaking discoveries of today become the seemingly useless information of the future, but none of them feel like a waste of time in the here and now, yeah? Plus, I mean, a wild game of Jeopardy could break out on the street at any moment, and there's no shame in getting yourself ready. Here's some information that is worth your time to know. Do you want to make a website? Then you should consider this video's sponsor, Squarespace. They provide you a way to quickly put together a stunning website. Tons of beautiful templates to get you started, and they're totally customizable, so whether you've got art to show, a garage band to promote, or a small business to run, Squarespace has an awesome design for you. Plus, they've got 24/7 customer support if you hit any bumps along the way. You can try it out today for free. Why not jump in and see what they have to offer? If you decide that you like the service, then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/AustinMcConnell to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain.